Hey you guys, it's your girl T and it's time for another recap of Love Hiphop Hollywood, aka The Bold and the Ratchet. This week's episode was not only bold, but it was super ratchet as hell. So let's go ahead and get this recap started. So in the opening scene, we had Teairra and Youngberg. Youngberg is inviting Teairra over to his studio. That way he can play the song for Teairra that he helped produce. So when Teairra gets there, she's kind of in shock because there's champagne, there's strawberries with chocolate, there's all this fancy stuff, there's Bath and Body Works candles burning, and Teairra he's like, why are you doing all this? Why do you have all this stuff lit? Why do we have champagne? We're just supposed to listen to some music. And Youngberg is like, you know what, Teairra, I feel like you're a good woman. You deserve all this and more. And you can tell that Youngberg is just trying to run some damn game to try and get up in her panties. But Teairra is not buying none of that. You know what I'm saying? She strictly wants a professional relationship with Youngberg. She's not trying to fuck him for tracks like Hazel E. Speaking of Hazel E, Youngberg decides to drop the bomb and let Teairra know that Hazel E was talking shit about her. And Youngberg tells Teairra that basically he went to go meet up with Hazel E, and he basically dropped the bomb on Hazel E and let Hazel E know that he's working with Teairra, and that Hazel E got mad and was like, that's foul. That's supposed to be my friend. How the hell are y'all working together? And Teairra's like, what? Hold up. How's she talking all this shit behind my back? But then when I see her on the street, it's a whole nother thing. She has something to say. And Youngberg is like, I don't know. I just feel like she's so obsessed with me, and I'm just over it. And then Teairra tells Youngberg, well, I don't understand why she's so obsessed, and I don't understand why she's feeling some type of way. It's not like me and you were fucking anyway, so why does she care I'm not sleeping with you? Then once Teairra said those magical words that she's not sleeping with Youngberg, it's almost like he snapped back to reality. Moving on to the next scene. So the next scene, we have Hazel E and Masika. They're in the gym getting their workout on. They're really handling their business in the gym. So Hazel E decides to once again stop to Masika and tell Masika how Youngberg played her and how Youngberg went off on her, threw her purse in the street, didn't like the song that she made for him. And Masika's like, what, I just don't understand it. I just say that, you need to let him be, you need to let him go. And Hazel E's like, what, I'm just done. I'm just so tired of him treating me like this. And then Masika decides to so-called be honest with Hazel E and let Hazel E know that, what, her and Youngberg are really cool, and that, at one point in time they were kind of talking but not really, but she felt all the way back when she knew that Hazel E caught feelings for Youngberg. So Hazel E's like, hold up, when did you and him become so buddy-buddy? I've never heard of y'all being cool. I knew y'all knew each other, but I didn't know that y'all was cool like that, where y'all had conversations on the phone and stuff. And Masika's like, yeah, that's the homeboy. See, Masika's the type of bitch that you just can't trust. My thing is this, with friends like this, Hazel E don't need no enemies. Between Teairra and Masika, they're both not real friends to her, because my thing is, how can you sit there in another female's face, give her advice, let her confide in you, watch her cry on your shoulder about this dude, but the whole time you're creeping with him, you're lusting after him, and you're trying to find a way to get in with him. My whole thing is this, I just don't respect Masika. I don't respect how she did Hazel E. Regardless if she knew Youngberg for the past 20 years, she should have let Hazel E in on that from day one. Don't be my friend. Don't be up in my face when you have a whole nother relationship with the guy that I'm going through motions with. So to me, Masika came off as fake as hell. And I really to this day do not understand what all the hype is about Youngberg. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, we have little Fizz and Amanda. And when I tell you, if this scene ain't scripted, I don't know what is. So supposedly little Fizz is pissed off. He claims that he was driving down Hollywood Boulevard and he just so happened to look to his left, and all of a sudden he sees Amanda with Mr. Miami. But yet and still there were no cameras around to film this. We didn't get to see a sneak peek. So I'm like, this shit just sounds so made up. So basically he's going to the restaurant to go meet up with Amanda because he wants to know what the hell is going on. He claims that he pulled over and he called Amanda's phone and he watched Amanda decline his calls. So little Fizz is pissed off. So Amanda shows up at the restaurant and she has just such a nonchalant attitude, and he's like, what, I can't believe that you creeping again with this dude. This is the dude that caused me and you to break up. How you disrespecting me? I'm trying to make you my girl. I'm trying to move you in. I'm trying to move you in with me, and then you over here creeping with this dude. And Amanda's like, what's the big deal? We just went to breakfast. It's not that big a deal. You tripping out for nothing. And little Fizz is like, nah, I am tripping because this is some bullshit. Let me have messed with a girl that broke up our relationship. Let me tell you in the same breath, I'm gonna take her out to breakfast and decline your calls. You be pissed off too. And Amanda kind of gets quiet while she's lost in thought, but you can tell that she does not care about this whole situation. She claims it was just a friendship thing, and she doesn't understand why little Fizz is so mad. I think little Fizz needs to just cut her off. I think that she needs to be with Mr. Miami. Obviously, Mr. Miami doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have a lot of baggage, and that's why she keeps creeping off with Mr. Miami. I think little Fizz needs to just move on from this entire situation. So the next thing, we had Teairra and Miss Nikki Baby. So Miss Nikki Baby decides to invite Teairra over to her house. They can talk about their new single status. And Teairra's like, what you mean you single? I thought you was with Molly. And Nikki tells Teairra about everything that went down. How she found out that Molly was really smashing Masika, and how Molly told Masika that he loved her. And this Nikki baby's like, you know what, I'm just done with this. You know, I'm too fly, I'm too pretty. I don't have to sit here and stress over nobody. So Teairra's like, you know what, I feel you. You know, that's why I haven't been bothered with the guy in 8 months. My only boyfriend is my vibrator. And she just goes into all this detail. And I'm like, Teairra's such a mess. So Miss Nikki baby decides to invite Teairra to the opening of their new strip club. It's going to be a grand opening party. She wants Teairra to come in and have her girls out, and maybe they can find some like really cute, rich, single guys. Moving on to the next scene. So the next scene, we have Little Fizz, and after some soul searching, Little Fizz decides to, you know what, maybe instead of me looking for a nanny for Cameron, maybe instead of me dick riding Amanda and begging Amanda to be a mother, maybe I'll just do what I should do and have Monice step up as a mother. Ding, 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 ding. You know, it's like I didn't understand when it was going to take Little Fizz to realize this. If Monice is willing to step up and be a mother to Cameron, allow her to be a mother, because it's obvious that Amanda does not want the job. So Monice ends up meeting Little Fizz at this new house. It's one of the potential 3 houses that he's thinking about buying, because right now he's staying with his mother and Cameron, and he wants to have his own spot, and he wants to get a place for him and Amanda. But he tells Monice that they're back on a break again, and that basically, you know, Amanda's just not doing right by him. And Monice is like, well, what happened now? And Little Fizz is like, I don't think I need to discuss that with you, but right now we're on a break. And Monice is thinking to herself like, damn, okay, cool, you know, they're on a break. Maybe I can find some way for me to get back my baby daddy. So, you know, he's showing around the house, and the house is beautiful. And Monice starts joking with him and is like, you know what? We had so much wild, animalistic sex when we were making Cameron. You know, what if I get drunk one night and you know, I just can't make it home? Can I stay here? I'm glad you got a 3-bedroom so that way I can have a place to crash. And Little Fizz is like, no, if you're drunk and you can't make it home, I'll take you to your mom's house. You're not sleeping here. This is not a home for me, you, and Cameron. This is a home for me, Cameron, and possibly Amanda. And Monice is like, you know what? I'm your baby mama. I'm always going to be in your life. And then she starts grabbing on him and trying to kiss on him. She's like, you know what, baby daddy, don't you miss this? I know you want us back together. And it's kind of cute to see like the sensitive, vulnerable side of Monice, where she's not angry. And it does seem like Monice really wants to be back with him, but it's obvious she's made a lot of mistakes in that relationship, and she obviously hurt Little Fizz so much that he just cannot be bothered with his baby's mother ever again. And he's like, you know what, if you don't stop trying to kiss up on me and fill up on me, I'm going to do some kung fu moves, I'm going to throw your ass in the pool. And I'm just laughing at Little Fizz, but you know, I just thought that whole little situation was cute, that for one, they weren't arguing, they were able to be friends, and they were able to kind of let bygones be bygones, just for the most part. Moving on to the next scene. So the next scene, we have Youngberg and Masika, and I swear if I close my eyes, I literally close my eyes, and I hear both of them talking, I cannot tell the difference between their voices. They both have the most irritating lisp, and then on top of that, like I've always said, Youngberg sounds like a 15-year-old boy going through puberty. Like, their whole situation is just a mess, and Masika feels like she wants to be real, and she told Hazel E that, you know, her and Youngberg are friends, and that she wants to be more honest with Hazel, and Youngberg is like, fuck her, you know what I'm saying? She's obsessive, I don't want to have nothing to do with her, you don't have to explain yourself to her. And Masika's like, you know, that's the homegirl, but I just feel like me and you have a connection too. It's clearly obvious that Youngberg and Masika have been fucking this whole time behind Hazel E's back, and it says a lot about Masika, you know what I'm saying? First of all, you were sleeping with Molly, and you knew that Molly had been in a relationship with Miss Nikki baby, but of course guys are gonna lie, so I can't really blame Masika for that one. But for her to be friends with Hazel E, watch Hazel E go through all these motions over Youngberg, but then in the same time flirting and sleeping with this dude, it says a lot about Masika. Then she jumps on Youngberg's lap and they start taking selfies together for Instagram, and she's giggling, talking about, oh my god, you're gonna get me in so much trouble. It's like Masika knows what she's doing, and this whole situation got her looking like a straight up tramp. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, we have Amanda. She decides to come by Little Fizz's house. She claims that she misses Little Fizz and she misses Cameron. And Cameron runs to her and gives her a hug and tells her thank you for the toys. He's such an adorable little boy. You can tell that Little Fizz is doing right by him. But now that I found out that Little Fizz is also living with the mother, it makes me think that his mother is also playing that nanny role, that mothering role for the little boy as well. So anyways, Little Fizz starts talking to Amanda, and Amanda's like, you know what, I understand the error of my ways, and I was wrong. I shouldn't have got back with old dude. I shouldn't have went to breakfast with him. And Little Fizz is like, you know what, I'm just kind of over it. I'm tired of you disrespecting me. I've given you the world. I've given you everything. All I want for you to do is to be a family with me and my son. And he's like, you don't want to do that. So, you know, I'm just trying to make a decision. I'm about to get me a house. Monice came by and she saw the house. So as soon as she hears that Monice came by and saw the new house before she did, all of a sudden Amanda got pissed off. out. Well, what do you mean Monice saw the house? Why does she need to know where you live in? Why does she need to be so involved? And, you know, little Fizz was like, hold up, that's my baby's mother. That's Cameron's mom. You know, she needs to know where her son is at. She needs to know how we're living, you know, and you can't come back into this situation after you done played me for a whole week with this dude, and now you want to dictate something, now you want to come and state your opinion. It don't work like that. So you can tell Amanda's pissed off, and she's obviously feeling threatened because she feels like, you know what, little Fizz is looking for a mother that he may just go back to his baby's mama. So now Amanda decides that, you know what, she needs to call Monice and set up a meeting. Moving on to the next scene. In the next scene, we have Hazel E, and Hazel E is deciding to drop in on Masika. She feels like, you know what, she wants to talk to Masika about all this shit that she seen on Instagram. So she goes to confront Masika. Masika's getting her hair and makeup done because it's the night of the strip club opening. And so Masika's like, you know, what's up? What's going on? Why are you coming in here, you know, in a bad mood? And Hazel E's like, can you tell me what's going on between you and Youngberg? Because I don't understand why as soon as me and him break up and we're over, all of a sudden you and him are posting pictures on Instagram. Is that a shot towards me? And Masika's like, what are you talking about? That's my homeboy. I've been knowing him forever. And Hazel E's like, I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Youngberg doesn't have homegirls. He has bitches and hoes that he smashes. And I don't find it cool that you're supposed to be my friend while I've been confiding in you all these weeks. But then come to find out, you're taking pictures with him. You're hanging with him. I didn't even know that you guys had each other's phone numbers. And Masika's like, you know what? How are you mad at me because me and him took a picture together? That's our business. That's my friend. Are you more mad that me and him are friends and taking pictures together? Or are you just mad because he doesn't want you? So now you can tell that Hazel E is just really hurt by the situation because she really thought her and Masika were friends. But like I said before, with friends like this, who needs enemies? So Hazel E ends up storming out. She's like, you know what? I'm done with this bitch. This bitch is nothing but a bottom feeder. All she wants to do is get with other people's mans. First she did the whole thing with Molly Mall. Now she's doing this whole thing with Youngberg. I'm just through with her. This is some bullshit. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, Amanda decides to reach out to crazy ass Monice. So Monice ends up meeting her at the restaurant, and Monice is kind of confused as to why Amanda's reaching out to her. Like, you know, why do you want to talk to me? Because last time I reached out to you was nothing but drama. So in this scene, Amanda's just kind of popping out. She's talking really crazy. It's like all of a sudden she's acting super body because it's obvious she does not want to lose little Fizz. And Monice is like, you need to turn it down just a notch. You need to stop disrespecting me. You need to stop calling me delusional. Stop calling me out my name. And I honestly agree with Monique. It was coming out very disrespectful towards her, talking to her crazy. You know, and Amanda's like, you know, I don't appreciate you going over to the new house. I don't appreciate you trying to move yourself in on my man and talking about that, you know, you guys need to be together. And Monice was like, I can joke with my baby's daddy. You know, that's my baby dad. If I want to joke with him and say little things, I can do that. You know, not only was he my baby's father, we were engaged for several years and we have been together for almost 7 years. Who the hell are you to come into the situation and tell me how I can or can't joke with Drew? And Amanda's like, I'm letting you know now that you're delusional. I'm the one who's there for your son. I'm doing more for your son than you've ever done. And Monice is like, that's bullshit because every time I turn around, you guys are constantly breaking up. How are you doing more for my son than I've ever done when I've been in my son's life? I've just been going through a lot of hardships these last few months, but that doesn't equate for the past 5 years. And so, you know, Amanda's like, you know what, you're delusional, you're crazy. And Monice is telling her, you know what I'm saying, bitch, watch your tone. Watch how you address me. I'm not going to be too many more delusional bitches. Monice is warning her. But I guess Amanda really missed the big warning when Monice took out that little bright-ass pink jacket. Did y'all see when she took out the damn jacket? I was like, damn, really? And as soon as she took out that jacket, I'm like, uh-oh, there's going to be trouble. Because girls don't take out their jackets and earrings and shoes and all that shit unless they're ready for a fight. So Amanda's just steadily running her mouth, steadily talking shit. And then all of a sudden, Monice just reached over the damn table, snatched her by her fucking hair, and was like, bitch, I told you not to talk to me like that no more. And I'm like, damn, Monice's ass is crazy as hell. She did not let go of her head. It's like she had her hair and pinned her face down to the table. And, you know, Amanda was trying to get loose and security had to come and break them up and everything else. You know, Monice is not one to be played with, and especially when it comes to her son. You know, regardless of what Drew got going on with Amanda, you know, a mother's only going to allow you to talk so much shit about her. And I felt like, you know what, I couldn't feel bad for Amanda in that moment because Monice was trying to be the bigger person. She kept telling Amanda, watch what you say to me. Stop calling me delusional. Stop calling me crazy. Stop disrespecting me. Because Monice wasn't calling her out her name. Monice wasn't calling her all types of bitches. Monice was being very respectful to Amanda. But I think Amanda assumed because she's bigger than Monice that somehow she had one up on her. But when Monice snatched her fucking head, I could have done but fall the hell out. I was like, damn, Monice was not playing. Moving on to the next scene. So in the last and final scene, we have Miss Nikki Baby and Teairra Marie. So they're out at the strip club grand opening, and they're waiting to unveil the billboard that's going to be posted all through Hollywood and all through Las Vegas, basically announcing the new strip club. So while they're there, Hazel E walks in, and my thing is, if you don't really like Masika, why are you there? So Hazel E's pissed off because she automatically sees Teairra Marie, and she feels like, you know what, how's Masika gonna invite Teairra Marie? This is my nemesis. I feel like Masika's doing some underhanded shit. How you gonna invite me and Teairra Marie to your function when I've been a better friend to you than Teairra Marie? So you can just tell there's a lot of messiness in the pot. So then Masika ends up walking in. So they go to unveil the poster of the billboard, and they take it off, and it's Masika laying in a rhinestone tub, and Miss Nikki Baby sitting there, you know, shocked and pissed off. It was just really, really an awkward moment, and then the scene ends. You know, to me, that whole scene was just bullshit, because how is Miss Nikki Baby shocked about this being the billboard when just last week you were at the photo shoot that Masika was doing? What did you think the photo shoot was for? And your homeboy Sam was also there as well. I mean, anybody with common sense would have put two and two together that she's doing a photo shoot. My homeboy Sam, who's going to be the owner of the strip club, is here. Obviously, Masika had something to do with the promotions. I'm not buying the whole surprise factor. I'm not buying the whole awkward moment factor. This week's episode was just way too damn scripted for me. Everything was just super contrived, super scripted. You know, it's like you could just read everything step by step. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this week's episode of Love Hiphop Hollywood, aka The Bold and the Ratchet. Alright, deuces.